are these people?
Couple of more things for a lightning round. Then we can get out of here and get to uncensored votes. And remember, no YouTube tonight. It's only going to be Rumble, Kick, and everywhere else. INNnewsletter.com will be live over there at Substack, but no YouTube. The first thing that I wanted to mention is that ProPublica has been really making some waves. They published an article about Americans being detained by ICE, which has now prompted a bipartisan joint congressional investigation. That's a good thing. What it will yield, I have no idea. But the fact that they're willing to look into at least 170 U.S. citizens being held by ICE agents this year. That's awful. So that's number one. Go check that out. I'll link that in the description. Our friend of the show, Keith McHenry. Check out my INN one-on-one with him from last year. A co-founder of Food Not Bombs. He writes over at keithmchenry.substack.com this fictional, what could be dystopian article about dystopian digital terror. And a couple people read this and were like, this was frightening, but really good. Thank you for sharing it. And they subscribe to Keith. So support Keith. Subscribe to him over on Substack, keithmchenry.substack.com. Go check that out. Third, I also wanted to point out that there was a good article in Black Agenda Report this week from someone named Hanna, who I did not know. All right. And this article was talking about data centers and the AI bubble, which doesn't really surprise anyone. We've been talking again quite a bit about this, the amount of resources that it's accumulating and taking up, but mapping out where these large data centers are happening. And the resources that they are taking, and again, making the argument on both sides. Are these jobs are they gonna replace jobs with AGI, AI skeptics see the AI hallucinations? You mean outright lies, model collapse, mental health crises exacerbated by this tech as evidence of damaging characteristics? Right? Other people see it as a tool. There's a whole conversation about this, right? So read this article. This is really interesting about the demand and the demand for data capacity and data centers. The other article I wanted to mention and recommend that everybody take a look at is from Dissent and Bloom, friend of the show. She'll be co-hosting the Justice for Aspen live stream fundraiser on Wednesday night on her Substack. She wrote an article this week. The government is watching your feed, tracing your money, and using AI to decide who to target. And this is, again, a long article that documents, all right, they say it'll never happen to us, but all of a sudden it's gone in the blink of an eye, meaning they're disappearing your neighbors. National security, the next section is that the government is, that's their favorite excuse, their shield, that in the justification of national security, we've got XYZ. Silence doesn't protect you. It just buys time, and not much of it. You're trading your rights for a man. All right. But what happens when he's gone? Trump won't live forever. She's literally addressing the Trumpers that are defending this. Right. But where does this leave us? So check this one out. I like this article. The only slight criticism I would have is that it does not cite independent sources and cites a lot of Associated Press, corporate media. I think that's also done to be able to potentially try to make the case for those who don't necessarily subscribe to the validity of independent media. And I think that there's value in that for sure. But of course, we try to promote and amplify and use independent voices wherever possible. So check that out from Dissent and Bloom. Support independent media because we need it more than ever. I love you all. Have a great night, everyone.
Good night.
Mwah. Ciao, baby.
I'll be back.
No! We just fucking lost the stream!
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you